Today, Baba says that I am the only one who teaches you how to die alive. And this is a very interesting thing that Baba teaches us, and we Brahmins choose to die alive. Now, I was just thinking about what dying alive means. So, dying alive means, so when a person dies, then they have a new body, they have new relationships, they have a new purpose, they have a new life. But we are still in the same body with the same people around us. So, how do we die alive? So, the method to die alive is changing our attitude towards everything in the old world. So, the body is the same, but our attitude towards the body is not the same. The relationships are the same, but our attitude towards those relationships is not the same. We do the same job, the same work, but the attitude and purpose of doing it has changed. And we live in this world, but the attitude towards what's going on and how do I respond to it, that has changed. And if it has not changed, it must change. So, all these things, this transition, this is what we call dying alive. And you see, I remember there's this brother and he's a BK. And then he said, yesterday I was meeting him, he goes to some other center. He had just come from meeting. And then he told me that I don't feel interested in my business anymore. And I feel like I shouldn't be doing this business. So I said, why? So he said, because there's no success in the business. So I said, what do you mean by success in the business? So he said, there's not enough profit and there is not enough money making in the business. So I told him, you are a BK for how many years? So he said, for 12 years now. So I said, do you go to office or do you go to work to earn profit? Or do you go to work because that's also part of your spiritual journey? So he said, I don't understand what you mean. So I said, you see, when Baba comes, he tells us that your context will remain the same, but your purpose should change. And what is our purpose now? Our purpose is to learn and grow and evolve. Our purpose is to use the platform, whatever platforms we have, whether it is the platform of the body or the platform of relationships or the platform of the work we do. But what is our purpose? Our purpose is to conduct ourselves knowledgefully, powerfully, lovefully, and keep settling our accounts, and in the process also evolving into a powerful soul. So that's the purpose. So I said, even if there's no profit, are you not learning from? So you see, you can't learn if you just sit in one corner of the room. So you can't learn by meditating. You learn by meditating and then putting that power or that learning into practice. So you need a context to put all that into practice. Let's say we live in the center Now we also apply the learning that we receive through the Murli, or the power and strength that we receive from yoga. We apply it into practice when we come into contact with souls or situations while doing seva. So that's the purpose. So I told that brother, when you go for the business and you are with clients and you are with situations and you are with, all that is going on, if you start applying knowledge and powers and virtues in that place, then you will slowly be transforming into a knowledgeful, powerful and virtuous soul. And that is what is your purpose in Sangam Yuga. And you see, anyways, in Sangam Yuga, in the last phase of Kali Yuga, you cannot expect everything to, give you good returns, because there's a lot of karmic settlement involved. So sometime there'll be profit, sometime there'll be loss. And it is not connected with your performance as a businessman. It is just the way it is in drama right now. But you don't go to the shop or you don't go to the office for that. You are going with a different purpose. You are going to use that context to evolve spiritually by applying what Baba is giving you. And Baba tells us, when you understand this thing, that my old purpose has died, and what is my new purpose? My new purpose is that I see everything as a platform to become experienced in Baba's knowledge, powers and virtues. And these are the platforms that we have. Why do we seek another platform? Sometimes, people will say that I don't want to live in the household, I want to live in the center. And I always tell them, there are no sweets getting distributed in the center. It's the same thing. So, it's just another platform. It's just like you have a context of a family or a job. This is also a different context. It is the context of Brahmin souls and seva. But in this context also, you have to do the same thing that you have to do in the household, or in the or when you go for the professional pursuit. You have to apply the same knowledge, same virtues, same powers that Baba is giving you. And when you do that, then you will become that which you want to become. And that is our purpose here. So whether you use the Lokik platform or you use the Alokik platform, the platform changes, the purpose doesn't. And with the purpose, the attainment comes. So you can attain. That's why Baba says, whether you live inside or outside, you can still become number one. And that depends on how much are you committed to your purpose of learning and evolving spiritually. So Baba says that now you die alive. And I think you see that after giving the whole course, the most important thing that we share with everybody is that our purpose is to become a deity. So we have the picture of the purpose and the purpose Lakshya. That picture of the Lakshya is Lakshmi Narayan. So that's our purpose. So Baba says, your old purpose was limited profit, gain, or money or fame or something else. But now you understand that even if I get it, what's the use? It's all going to go away, right? So it's all transient. So yes, it will come. So Baba says, you will get what you need, and that I will ensure, and that has got nothing to do with what I do. But Baba says, when you take care of the body, are in relationships, or you are handling a business or a job, you do that well, but with the purpose that You want to earn spiritual experience from it, not limited gain. Limited gain will come. Baba says, according to the drama plan, you are not meant to, stay hungry or suffer. So you will get what you need, and I will make sure of it. But you have to keep your eye on the real purpose that is important in the moment. And similarly, you see, I remember, there was this one brother, and he had major physical problems with the body. So there were many problems in the body, too many illnesses and ailments. And then he used to always have a very smiling face and very positive attitude, and he was always in a lot of zeal and enthusiasm. And when I came into Gyan, so at that time I felt this was very huge, because I felt that if your body, which is closest to you and you're so attached to it, if that body has some illness, it's very difficult to stay happy and stay in zeal and enthusiasm, because you're very attached to your body. And I found that when I used to see that brother, I used to really feel that this is amazing. How can he do this? And then one day I asked him, how do you deal with these illnesses, and how do you maintain your happiness in the face of these illnesses? So he said, I don't deal with it. So I said, but how can you stay happy when there are so many illnesses in the body? So he said, this body is nothing. It's just a bag of 5 elements of matter, and this is my instrument in Sangam Yoga. So my only relationship with the body is that I take care of it, and I do my purusharth through it. I don't have any attachment to this body, because this is just a mere instrument. But I value this instrument, I take care of it. It's not that I have a callous attitude towards this instrument. I value it, I take care of it, but I take care of it because there's a purpose to it. Because I have to create my fortune by doing seva through it, or sitting in meditation through it. So that's my relationship with the body. So even when it's not cooperating, I don't feel sorrow. I feel that I have to oil it a little, or I have to do something to the body so that it cooperates with me. So that's my relationship with the body. So I don't have a love or sorrow relationship with the body. The body doesn't make me happy. The body can't take my happiness away. So the body is just an instrument, and we cooperate with each other so that I can do my Sangam Yogi Purusharth. So I give my body good wishes and good thoughts, and it also cooperates fairly well in Sangam Yoga. So this is our relationship with the body. Earlier the relationship was of attachment. So when we say dying alive, so change in your purpose or shift in your attitude towards the body. And then you see, when a person dies, then all his relationships change. So the previous mother, father, brother, sister, spouse, children, they are not the same anymore, right? So Baba says here also, when you have died alive, so everybody around you is just a brother soul to you now. So your relationship, your old relationships have changed into fraternal relationships. So your mother-in-law is not your mother-in-law, she is your brother soul. So when you start looking at her like that, then you have a different relationship. So Baba says every relationship just have this attitudinal shift, that this is a brother soul which I am interacting with. And when you interact with a brother soul, the trademark of that interaction is it is full of good wishes, good feelings, and respect. So, when that is what's going out from here, from your end to that end, then something similar will come back to you. So, Baba says this is how you also, by dying alive, you settle your karmic accounts. So, you're in the same context but not with the same attitude. So, the attitude that created the karmic accounts has now shifted. So, now with this new attitude, you are able to respond differently to the energy that's coming your way. And when you are respectful and loveful and full of good wishes and good feelings, despite any quality of energy that's coming your way, you are able to settle that karmic account. So Baba says this is your attitude towards the people around you when you die alive, and then towards situations. So what is your attitude towards the situations that are in and around you? Earlier you used to see them as success and failure, gain and loss, insult and praise, but now you see them as scenes and drama which don't mean anything. Yes, so a scene in the drama is just a scene in the drama. It doesn't mean anything. So just stop interpreting situations. So there are scenes, there are things going on around you, but stop finding meaning in them. So, stop labeling them, interpreting them. So you see, you lost a contract. Stop looking at that as failure. You didn't clear an exam. That's not failure. That's just one scene in the drama. So don't start interpreting something as success or failure. Even if things are going great, don't label it as success. It's just a scene in the drama. And every scene in the drama is going to change in how much time? 1 second. So how much is the duration of one scene? 1 second. And that scene is not going to continue probably in the next second. So why do you spend so much energy labeling and creating emotions in every scene? It's just a scene in the drama. There is somebody who talks ill about you, who spreads bad name about you. That's just a scene in the drama. Don't think I lost my honor, I got defamed, this happened and that happened. Nothing happened. It's just a scene in the drama, and that scene will change next moment. So that scene is gone. So you see, that happened and it's over, and now it's a different scene. So that's how you look at everything in the drama. And in the drama, there is no need to interpret. So even even when you're interacting with souls, and there's somebody who said something to you which earlier you interpreted as an insult, now you understand it's just a scene in the drama where they are saying the dialogues they are meant to speak, and it doesn't mean anything for you. So that's how you change your attitude towards everything that's going on around you. And Baba says, when you die alive in this manner, when you have these attitudinal shifts, only then can you make this journey of belonging to Baba. Because you see, in your old awareness, you can't take inheritance from Baba. In this new awareness, you can take your inheritance from Baba. And in this new awareness, when you start, when you look at everything around you differently, whether it's the body, the purpose, the relationships, then you can make choices about stabilizing yourself in a soul conscious manner and remembering Baba, or choosing purity. Because until and unless this attitudinal shift takes place, you are so caught up in the old world and your mind is functioning in such a different manner that you're thinking so much about the old world that you cannot do what Baba is asking you to do. So Baba teaches us how to die alive. And these are the thoughts that I had in the morning, so I shared. Now, Baba also tells us today something very interesting. Baba says that people say that sages, holy men, great souls, advisors, wealthy people, and the president, etc., are the highest people. But that is not so. So, you see that in the world, you see, when we talk about elevated beings, so people will say these are also elevated people. And you see, there was somebody telling me that somebody is a judge in the higher courts, so he's an elevated person. Or you see wealthy people, sages, or people who hold political positions. People think that they are great people. But until and unless we receive Gyan, we don't understand the difference between elevated and lowly. Elevated, you don't become by what you have and what you do. It's not about the profession you are in or the property you have or the power you have. It's about the being that you are. And how do we know that a person is elevated? So you see, there are many people who say, I remember there was this one person who told me that when you are an elevated person, it shows on your face. And I said, not necessarily. So, not necessarily that you think that, if your face is calm and, there are many people who have this ego that maybe they can read auras through the face or something. But I don't agree with that. And I will tell you I'll tell you many incidents on this journey which made me realize these things. So, there was this one program once, and that was an event we had organized for those who are uninitiated. They came for the first time. So, in that whole assembly, there was this one woman who was sitting at the back, and she had this face like a deity, and she had this smile which was, very measured. She was not laughing, she was not grim, she was in accurate measure, she was smiling all the time. Her body didn't move. She was exactly, what you would think is an expression of elevated state inside out. And I saw her, and during the program, just like you see everybody one or two times, I noticed her many times. And then in the end, when everybody came for the toli, so she kept sitting there, and then she came in the end. And then I asked her, so she told me, she took the toli, and then she said, I want to talk to you for 2 minutes. So I said, yes, please, you can talk to me. I'm free now. So she said, I am in acute depression, and I couldn't hear even one word of what you spoke in the whole class because my mind was racing and I cannot focus. And my hands and feet are all the time jittery, so I keep them calm and I make an effort to keep them stable. And when I heard that, I was really shocked. And I that day, I felt that sometimes you think that you can make out many things from somebody's the way they sit or the way they are, their expressions or something. But that myth got shattered that day, and I felt that you cannot really figure out anything about anybody until and unless they open their mouth and honestly share with you, or you interact with them, live with them for a long time. So it's very difficult to figure out who is who. And that is what, and this is why, when people say we can figure out who is elevated, who is not, I don't agree with that. So Baba says that, people will say people who do great jobs or are in powerful positions, or they have, accumulated knowledge of the world, they are all elevated people. But what is the real sign of being elevated? The real sign of being elevated is being viceless. So, are you viceless? So, do you have, so are you free from lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed? So, and it has got nothing to do with the power and position you wield, or it has got nothing to do with your education or the degree you hold. But if you have worked on yourself, and Baba says, I'm the only one who can make you elevated. And the first sign of being elevated is you're viceless. And if you have vices in you, if you're driven by lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed, you are anything but elevated. So Baba says, I am the only one who can make somebody elevated. And you see, there was this one brother, he came 2 days back and he said, my mother always tells me that you should go to the Brahma Kumaris, and my mother is a BK for 20 years. But I think that, you people can't teach us anything. So I said, why do you think so? So he said, because I'm managing my life very well. I don't have any questions about my personal life or professional life. Whatever challenges I'm facing it on my own, and I'm doing pretty well. So why should I come to the Brahma Kumaris? Why should I come? Why does my mother keep telling me when I am managing my life very well without you? So I told him that it is a good thing that you're managing your life very well without any help, and most people are not able to do that, so it is congratulatory. But the thing is that God has not come to solve our problems. God has come to make us realize what we can be or what we can really do, and that is huge. So I said, maybe today you use the power of logic or the power of experience to deal with problems, but when you come to Baba and fill yourself with knowledge, virtues and powers, then you don't deal with problems. You use those problems and as an opportunity for higher realization and learning. So you feel that, those problems are not there to deal with. You feel that they are actually giving you a lot of experience. They are a blessing in disguise. And when you realize who you really are and what you're capable of, you don't look at the world as a platform where you deal with problems, but you look at the platform as an opportunity for seva. You have a big heart and you start serving. Or, if you ask about my journey, I feel that spirituality opens the door to intuitive thinking, and that intuitive thinking is very high. So you see, in Satyug, when we are elevated, we don't use our hands and our bodies to operate with nature. You can operate with nature through thought power. You can operate with souls through thought power. So elevated beings use thought power. Elevated beings use intuition power. You don't have to see and observe, you know. So that's the kind of elevated beings Baba is making us. In Satyug, you don't, this is why, Baba says that now I am changing you into that elevated being. So when I am changing you into that elevated being, just like I am the ocean of knowledge, I am giving you the knowledge of the beginning, middle, and end of the whole world, and I'm also giving you the knowledge of the three worlds. And based on this knowledge, you, even without observing anybody, you know that this is a soul, you know that this soul has had a long journey, and you know that they have four things. So they have a mind, intellect, original sanskar, and acquired sanskar. And you don't need to be hurt, and you don't need to, see those sanskars in order to know them. So Baba says, I make you elevated. Nobody else can make you elevated like me. And this is something that Baba is saying. So this is all for today.